to the fam. I'm OE's son, Team Taurus. Mr. Big Homie, introduce himself.
Blaze. I'm out here in Bali with OE.
Everybody want to know your zodiac and your human design. You know my channel, they already love that type of stuff already.
I'm a Gemini. I got Leo rising, Libra moon, human design. I'm a manifesting generator with 2-4 profile, root defined, emotional authority, 35-36.
Kill him, man. He an expert. He an expert. Y'all hear him? He out here
Open head, open ajna.
You got moon in Libra too?
Huh?
You got moon in Libra?
Yeah.
Me too.
Word?
Yeah.
You got the same rising sign?
No.
What's your rising?
Virgo. Yeah. How's life treat you with your moon in Libra? What is your experience with your moon in Libra?
It's a really beautiful personal part of myself. I feel like at least when I think of the themes of Libra and just having kind of private time, solitude to process my emotions and get into my fields and use that as a way to create music and art and whatnot.
Nothing with relationships. That's just me snitching on myself because, that was my old, Libra is fight for the underdog. Mm-hmm. So it's like I've had my Captain Saberho jersey on for years and years and years, dealing with women who were projects. Now, I'm 50 plus years old, so don't try to take my story. Mine's at 14 degrees, so it's in the middle decans. There's a 0 to 9, 10 to 19, and then 20 to 29. Those are the three decans. So mine is in the middle. So it's more intense than an early moon in Libra. That's why you want to know your degrees. And Libra always want to fight for the underdog. Always, you know what I mean?
I've had that too for sure my whole life. Whenever I see watching UFC or whatever, I like to see the underdog win.
Unless it's Muhammad Ali, or it's like somebody I know this is gonna beat the brakes off somebody. Right. I'm not a Conor McGregor fan. I don't ever be going for him.
Yeah. He's a little bit wild.
Right. But I also have to, because Sister Myra described it as Aries took all of Libra's backbone, and Libra took all of Aries' compromise. Aries is not compromising, because Libra will, and Libra ain't gonna finish it because Aries will. You know what I mean? And so, just like in relationships, this is always in relationships. My moon in Libra, I'm always thinking about relationships. What me and you gonna do? What your pops gonna do? What the ladies gonna do? How am I gonna be in a relationship later on? You know what I mean? And my feelings get hurt in a relationship if I'm really getting into somebody like that, But doing somebody wrong is out of the question, in my opinion. I can't handle that, even though I will get accused every now and then. Or I have been accused in the past of doing somebody's wrong. But anyway, we in Bali. I like my moon in Libra over here because I see a lot of partnerships. Mm-hmm. And one of the reasons I came to Bali was to heal my nervous system. And my nervous system was about, I didn't know, but until I got here, that my nervous system was jacked up because of the early relationships that I was witnessing with my mommy and daddy. So how do you see your moon and Libra playing out in Bali?
To be honest, this is the most I've ever talked about my moon and Libra, or dove into that, so I don't really know how much that specific aspect of my chart has to do with it, but I can relate in a big way with my nervous system. I mean, living in central Phoenix before I came out here, right next to the highway, right next to the airport, with all of these crazy pandemic programs coming, coming at my neck, and living in an area where it's quite a great deal of crime and kind of like the drug zone over there. So
You trapping?
I wouldn't say like that. I would say I was I was hustling, doing my thing for sure. But they were selling a lot of the fentanyl pills over there.
Oh,
I have a history of using opiates, but at that time I was clean. But just being around all of that energy, I've always had a very sensitive nervous system, and so I feel like I was definitely in fight or flight. Like I learned to cope with it, you know what I mean, in different ways. Find ways to numb it out and focus on different things and power tripping and whatnot. So definitely coming out to Bali, it's been like a big purge the nervous system. I get hit with all of this love and all of this good energy and all of this harmonious natural flow of community and
don't forget
nature,
Curtis.
for real.
Don't forget Curtis.
Yeah, all of the hospitality and just the love of the locals, for sure. Definitely courtesy, no doubt. And I didn't know how to process that. You know what I'm saying? My perception and my literally my body was like, wait, what the fuck? Like I'm used to having to come back with something. I'm used to having to play the one-up game all the time. You know what I mean? So coming out to Bali, it's like, no, we're just trying to bless you. Everybody, I mean, there's little bits of projection and maybe animosity here and there, but for the most part, I mean, no, we're just trying to bless you, nourish you, thank you, appreciate you, find ways to make use of your skills and talents, and so my nervous system tuning to that more has been a big piece of my journey here in Bali.
It's crazy that you kind of so I try to trick my nervous system and say you deserve this. So that was how it started. But then good old open head mind of mine was saying, okay, so when you was just all that stuff was coming at you, I used to drive around with no license for years in the United States. So anytime I saw blue lights, my nervous system would just be it's a chance of me going to jail. And so then at one time I had an outstanding case in South Carolina for 10 plus years. So every time they stopped me, instead of just getting a ticket, they would take me to jail and hold me to see if South Carolina was going to come get me. And South Carolina was the case is, it's too small. So blue lights in the States would kick my nervous system into this fear thing. Secondly was road rage. I ain't have a lot of road rage, but I had some. But I seen road rage because I came up looking at the wrong type of movies. Faces of Death. You ever seen any of those? Face of Death 1, 2, and 3. It was just like an underground snub film or something where they're just showing people getting killed in different ways.
Like real footage.
Yeah, like something going wrong. Dude doing a magic trick with knives hanging over him, and then he ain't get out in time. Dad wasn't supposed to make it, and so I'm watching this all in my early 20s while I am trapping.
Yeah.
And so then I start seeing the police, then I start seeing all the violence, stuff like that. So when I get over here and get embraced by the courtesy, by the love, and guess where I'm at? On the scooter. So I'm on the scooter and I'm about to pass somebody. And I am passing somebody. And my heart rate is going so high because I think that the car that's coming or the scooter that's coming is going to hit me head on. So I was having all these head-on collision, nervous system, false alarms, and now they're once a week. Where when I first started riding on the scooter, it was every occasion. I ain't gonna just say daily. It was just like when I was on the scooter, I was like, I'm not passing nobody. For somebody to hit me, you crazy? And then I just started realizing, but my body said, have you seen an accident? That was some 3-5 shit. I was like, well, where's the accident? I was like, well, I ain't seen one. All right then, relax. I was like, yeah. So one of my exercises when I'm riding the scooter, ode to Bali, is relax my shoulders. That was my first business. Relaxation is the key. And so just throughout the day, anybody can do this. Just like ask yourself, are my shoulders relaxed? Or you can just say relax you tell yourself, relax your shoulders. And you're probably gonna get 2 centimeters every time. You know what I'm saying? And so that was my first big thing when I started noticing scooter life in Bali. I was just like, yo, this was like real life. But it's real life in Bali. I'm not in America no more. I think riding a scooter was one of the first things that was helping heal me from America. What about you?
Yeah, for sure.
Or what's your experience riding a scooter in Bali? That's a better question.
Yeah, I feel like it's part of the initiation coming out here. It's like you rent your scooter for the first day.
Wait. Go from the airport. You gotta go all the way from you riding in Denpasar, and then you rode in a car all the way to Ubud. How many scooters did you see on the other side of the street? This is the first day you got here now.
At least 30,000 scooters. Most of them got more than one person on it. Most of them got 3 or 4 people on them.
Talk about that, man. What's your thought process? You coming from Central Phoenix, and you sitting over here just got in the car at the airport, and you got to ride 45 minutes, and you see 30,000 scooters with 1, 2, 3, sometimes 4 humans.
You got the dog on there too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting. I had came to Bali when I was 16 as well, so I had a little bit was a little bit familiar with the lifestyle of motorbikes and stuff like that. But I mean, still, it's a trip. It's like different. It's a different way of life. Cruising around like that. Beep 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 beep. Like, it's also interesting to see the way that they use the honk. Because you're talking about road rage.
Okay.
In America, it's like we driving. And that was something for me. If I would hear the honk, because I had a little bit of road rage too. I was pressing my luck a couple times out there. I hear the honk, and I automatically, them shoulders will come up to my ears, and I'm like ready to fight or whatever. And so people usually use that as like, it's almost like yelling at somebody, or like a expression of aggression in America. It's like, get out of my way. But here, it's like a signal. It's like, beep, beep, I'm right here, just to let you know. You know what I'm saying? Beep, beep, I'm coming through. What's up? It's like a message. It's not no animosity. It's like, I'm saying this so that everyone can be safe. So that we all can know where each other is at. We can know what we're doing. And it's like crucial out here. Is why you don't see very many accidents. Why it's generally pretty safe driving around here, as long as you're not being crazy, being like responsible with the way that you're moving. So yeah, that's something that's really interesting to me. I like the beep beep. Cause I remember that also from working in a warehouse. And,
driving a forklift?
Yeah, the forklift.
Okay. And I know about that life. Yeah.
Most recently, I wasn't driving the forklift, but I was moving around the pallet jacks, and there was a dude that had been driving the forklift for 10, 20 years or something. I had another friend who I was working with.
He beat the master.
He would say beep beep to the dude every time he sees the forklift dude. He would beep beep. What's up, beep beep? Because every time you cruising around, you're coming around the corner, you gotta hit that beep because you don't know. It's a heavy piece of machinery that you're cruising around. You gotta make sure that everybody knows where you're at.
Coming around corners.
Out here?
Yes. Big corners or the tiny ones?
I mean, I go off my intuition, kinda. Like sometimes I just be cruising and
Monkey forest. Let's get specific.
in the shortcut
Yes.
up in there. I don't think I used to be going through there.
You dangerous then. Man, there's some spots in there you got to
I just
holler
go
at somebody. Huh?
I just go slow.
Oh, that's what you,
like
now you want to.
eye contact. See somebody, I'm like, all right, I'm going, you're going. But if it's a corner and I'm about to turn and I can't see if somebody else is on the other side, come
Right.
through. Then each person, I'm gonna hug the corner that I'm turning on my side, and they're gonna give more space on the inside. So yeah, this is.
So when I first started riding, I was like, I'm going to ride on the left. And then I started getting passed on the left on the shoulder of the road. And I was like, it's a 3-5 experience. Like, oh, this how I go. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna but then I would end up sometimes like riding. I ain't want nobody to ride beside me. I was paranoid. So what would I do? I ride in the middle. Boy, you gonna get beep beeps. I was getting beep beeps every day. You know what I'm saying? Because then jokers was passing on the right.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, all right, let me play the left so nobody won't blow at me. Then they passing on the left. Let me try that. I gotta try that. I've been riding bikes since I was 12, but never on the left side of the street. You know?
Yeah.
So, and then I'm like, I don't got no license. So I'm carrying that part of America with me in Bali while I'm riding. However, I do know the rules. Respect the police. So I ain't seen no police for such a long time. You know? And then I seen some blue lights. And they was on a regular car, a regular scooter.
Right. That happened to me a couple times.
And I was like,
Oh shit.
is this the police? Is this the police? But it was not the police. And now I think I want some blue lights on my scooter. I don't know why they have them on there. Maybe to see you further off. But
It's a little bit of a flex.
let's hold on. Let's pause on the flex. Let's wait till we move to another section. We'll talk about flex on scooter life because that's a huge part of Bali life. Is scooter flexing. I don't do it, but it's out here heavy. Go on, talk about it, man. Go on, talk about it.
It's like the little ricer cars in Phoenix, where I'm from. They got little Honda Civics.
Okay.
And they'll drop them down real low, and they put the lights. They call it stance life. They put the lights on the side under the doors, and it's a nice like BBS rims or something like that. And
Don't forget the last part
with the muffler. Yeah.
How you gonna leave?
Yeah.
That's the part of the flex.
Yeah, the muffler, so it's way louder than it needs to be. And just be disturbing everybody.
My question is, did American hip hop cause this? The loud tailpipe. Just in your opinion. There ain't no right or wrong answer. Because you see the influence of hip hop in the stereo system flexes in the cars.
Yeah, and I would lean more towards the side. I prefer some subwoofers. To hear some loud subwoofers coming through the neighborhood, that I like that. I think there's something about it that I can appreciate. But the muffler, to me, I don't know if it came from hip hop. I don't know what that came from. I think it might have came from like Japan or China or something.
But why?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
It's so nice. It's so quiet here.
Yeah.
Why would you want to? Now, I answer the question as I say it. I'll be like, this person wants attention. But I also understand the bigger the muffler, the more power you get. So
right?
oh yeah. So the more the wider it is, and faster the air can get out, the more extra power you get. So these super loud ones, you're guaranteeing that you're getting another 12 horsepower. So now you got somebody pushing a 125, acting like he riding on a 150. You know, I don't know if I seen it on a Scooby. You know, that'd be terrible.
I think I see.
A big pipe on a Scooby?
Yeah, it's funny.
Now let's give a tip out to the audience. When you get here and you rent your first bike, just get the quiet. Okay? Would you agree that's a good tip?
Yeah, you probably won't be able to, like, when you go to the person to rent it, they're probably not going to try and give you a big loud mouth. You got to go the extra mile. If you're trying to be that dude or girl that has the real loud, annoying bike, then you gotta put some effort in, which I do not recommend. Let's keep the nervous system rejuvenation theme out here.
But don't get frustrated when you hear it.
Right.
And you thought you was about to go to sleep.
Yeah, let them have their fun out there. You gotta have that outlet.
Or you was about to get up in the morning to go take the early morning piss, but you want to lay back down, and all of a sudden, y'all ain't got that, but you ain't got that kind of traffic right here. But when I'm on the street, you already know somebody is, up and getting somewhere. So I look at it in different ways. That's why I say scooter life is because he trying to get to work. He's not up at 6 o'clock, just out here cruising. He got a purpose. The loudness is for Saturday and Sundays when he's off. But he's riding his flex bike to work too.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting because we went to Makassar.
I don't know about that.
A different island in Indonesia. And I was learning that a lot of the culture is like these little racing gangs that they had. Where they formed like a little group with the scooters, and they'd be out at night racing, getting into whatever else they may or may not be getting into. I feel like that's interesting, and they do it in Bali too. You got the little cliques, a little different, like scooter families, and it's a big part of the culture out here. So yeah, let them have their fun.
You don't want to have nothing to do with it.
I mean, I'd be interested. The more that I learn to speak Indonesian, I'd be interested to explore and get to know.
How's that been?
Learning the local language.
Well, how long you been here first?
Been here for 1 year.
Okay, so you
here in about 2 months now.
Okay, you 5 months in front of me. Where'd you start? Or why did you want to learn Indonesian?
I mean, I see it as like one of the most fundamental ways to connect with the culture. Like understanding the way that people communicate, because it's different languages, different like you can have one word, like the translation for eat is makan. When it's time to eat, it's jam makan, or like the eating hour. So it's like, but when I say eat, what I hear and what I process coming from the States might be different from what somebody said when they say makan. You know what I mean? So it's like a different vibration behind it, and so I'm curious to connect with that and be able to use that as a way to interface with the culture out here and have a deeper understanding of the way things are here.
I like it. Well, of course, I want to be respectful when I'm getting my food. You know what I'm saying? When I'm ordering my food, That right there was like the primary, and then greetings, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that, and acceptance. You know, the language piece was an extension of the culture. The primary for me was being courteous. I wanted to reflect everything that was given to me. You know what I'm saying? So I started blowing my horn on the scooter. I started, slowing down when somebody else was passing on the other side. And it seemed to be like, in the States, I'd be like, why are you trying that? Come on. Like, because everybody here is courteous. It's infectious. Don't you want courtesy? And I was like, I surely do. And I wanted it always in everything. And then I just started to relax into it more. And now that I got the culture piece down, especially the part around not rushing, not trying to add too many things to my plate, which I'm still constantly working on as a 3-5 4-motor emotional generator. I have to constantly check myself and see when is enough. And then Kamal told me, shouts out to Kamal, big homie, been here 20 years. Kamal said, when you learn to sit down, things will pick up. And I was just like, And so in Atlanta, in astrology, they have this thing called astrocartography. So every place you put your birthday on a map, and it's got planetary lines going through cities. So I had Mars coming through Atlanta. So Mars is sex, initiation, constant movement, the god of war, and some other things. So it was always a constant hustle, but it ran all the way down the East Coast. So when I left and before I came over here, I was like, what planets is coming through Indonesia? And it was Venus and Pluto. Now Venus is water, where Mars is fire. Venus is relax, sensuality. Pluto is transformation. So I was like, Pluto. I was like, transformation through sensuality, transformation through relationships, transformation through yin energy. And I kind of brought the yang with me, but I am absolutely doing much better now and just relaxing, maxing, feeling things out, and seeing how things be coming to me, just like on the scooter. I always referring to the scooter because I call it game of inches. When you're on the scooter, it's a game of inches. Inches. Because you could be so close to somebody, whereas in the States, you'll be tripping off somebody being that close to you. But over here, it's just regular. Grandma might be a couple inches to you. The lady and the children might be. You can absolutely high five a child coming down by the Pepitos over there where the gas station is at. You can absolutely, while you waiting on the police directing traffic, you can get you some high fives or pull up beside a car. If I smoke cigarettes, I could just be like, let me hit that with you, And it's real life, It's also amazing too now. Is this a flex? People smoking a cigarette while they're driving the motorcycle. Come on, talk to me about that. Is that a flex or is it a talent?
Up to the individual. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think for some people it's a talent that's useful for them because they're trying to get that morning nicotine in or whenever on the way to work or whatever. And then for some people they might be feeling extra cool with that, like chiefing, or just blowing the smoke and driving fast and whatnot. They might be having fun with it. They might be feeling themselves a little bit. Could go